Hey, I'm Cole.
I'm Kenyon.
I'm Kwame.
And I review bad self-help.
And we put it into our daily lives so you don't have to. All right, well, guys, welcome to a special edition of I'll See You in Help. This week, we have the very funny Maddie Wiener with us. She's opened for Dave Attell, Rich Voss, and was an NBC stand-up semi-finalist. So thanks for coming on, Maddie.
Thanks for having me on. I'm terrified to find out what advice you thought I was qualified to comment on.
No, it's really hard whenever
How to be a dumb whore in 5 easy steps.
No, we're not actually qualified to comment on any of this advice. It's just
I feel like we've gained some knowledge after.
No, but this advice is supposed to help us. You're supposed to come to us in
so it's advice that I need.
Yeah, you're supposed to come to us in a...
Listen, you're so successful in so many ways, but it's gonna be honest, relationship department kind of lacking, right?
Yeah,
so we got a book here. We're all men here, and the podcast, listeners probably
Damn
don't get
right we are.
gets a little too testosterone-y at points, so we need to kind of get a woman to season this down with some rationality.
It not only gets too testosterone-y, like, we really make fun of men just all the time. Yeah, we need to make fun of women sometimes, you know?
Yeah,
You need me just to co-sign. They're all fucking bitches. All right, I'll let that one pass.
We have Maddie, one of the good ones, on this week to try. So, but yeah, cool. What book do we have for Maddie this week?
Yeah, so we got How to Get a Guy by Thinking Like One, written by E-Entertainment news anchor Juliana DePandy.
News anchor.
Okay, off the bat, though, I would argue that I already think like a guy, and guys think I'm gross because of it.
Yeah, that might be the problem.
Yeah, I think I'm a little too...
You're too cool to get laid. It's like...
That is true.
I'm trying to write a joke about that, just about how, like no guy's ever... But, like, that's not a thing. Like, no, because, like, no guy has ever been like, dude, she had, like, fucking great tits and, like, a perfect ass, but, like, she had a PhD. I couldn't do it. Like, no one gives a fuck. I'm just not hot. Like, that's literally the only reason.
No. We need to love... I like how
back into a weird corner.
I love how Maddie just tries to shit sandwich her low self-esteem into that last comment where you're just like, no, it's only because I'm a stupid whore. And we're like, no, just shut up.
God, we're having a nice pro-female pod. So she gets into her.
I think I could. Quite honest. Do you think, guys, you could have sex with someone who have a long-term relationship with someone that is in a higher, like, there's kind of better than you?
Yeah, but I wouldn't feel good about it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be.
Definitely.
I would do it, but I wouldn't. It'd always be in the back of your mind, like, well, this sucks.
You guys are always going to be in that position, right? So
No, like I would want to be like. I mean, I can't even be the hot trophy husband. I want to be more like a souvenir.
Well, this is a good
like,
question.
Look at this weird thing.
I've had that talk with some of my friends. Like I had a friend who told me that he could never date a girl who was smarter than him.
But I feel like no, that's the dumbest thing ever. You want someone that I'm trying to. Have
do you want to date someone who's as smart as you? Do you want to date someone who's smart, like someone who in a conversation?
How would you know that? Because people are like smart in different ways. Like,
that's
does
true.
he mean like SAT score? Like, smart?
Maybe we're talking about that kind of shit. Well, like it's just someone who like you can tell talking like, oh, this person knows way more than I do.
Well, I feel
would you feel comfortable doing that?
I feel like I want to relate with them, so it's like as long as
you use a word and she's like, actually, that's not what that word means.
Well, that person's just on fun, so I would never have sex with them because they're same on fun. But I want to relate with somebody. So like that book.
Is that your standard?
Huh?
I've seen your standards be much lower than that. Actually, your standard is I won't fuck someone who corrects me.
Yeah, Kenyon only fucks people who relate to him on the fact of not really liking Kenyon.
Yeah, I didn't know Kenyon was out here slaying so much puss that he could just turning it down left and right.
No, it's like a failing small business where someone walks in and I'm like, oh yeah, we can do whatever you want. You want to buy a car, please? So I have to date people better than me by definition. Most people are better than me, so I just have to deal with that. But
what about you, Cole? Do you think you're smarter than your girlfriend?
I mean, we're smarter in like different ways. Like I would.
What a smart Hillary Clinton statement. Ooh, what a nice DNC.
That was good. That was a good like presidential answer. We're smarter in a different way.
I mean, yeah, like it would be weird if I was like smarter than her in every avenue of her life, and she was, or if she was smarter than me in every avenue of my life.
He is carefully mincing his words.
just realizes that he is one false statement away from us recording this podcast at his new studio apartment where he's kicked out. So, but I also love how this book's title is like, you know what your problem is? You need to be more like a man.
I thought this was, isn't this already
It's written by a gay guy where he's like, if you could just pretend you had a cock, I would love
Isn't
that.
this already a book? I mean, the title is
yeah, I picked it up from the library. What do you mean?
Isn't there a Steve Harvey book that's like Think Like a Man or some shit? Isn't that already a thing?
I thought it was just called the Bible.
Steve Harvey came afterwards, but you're like you think like a man, something like a lady or something. But
I think
also I'll let you guys look at the author. I don't know if she really has that much problem with
It said she was.
Oh my god, fuck her. She's so hot.
She's hot.
I think like a man. I just go, can I suck your cock? And they're like, yes. I've literally been like, can I suck your cock? And guys are like, I'm good. That's fucking crazy. Yeah, she's gorgeous. Okay, let's see what her advice is.
Yeah, I don't think are gorgeous women allowed to give advice on anything.
Oh wow, yeah, she's definitely showing a lot of breast in that photo.
Well, she's thinking like a man. Thinking like a man, and then she's like, yeah, just show them boobs. And we're like, yep, that damn right.
I thought like a man, and I realized men like hot women, so I just decided to be a hot woman.
Genius move.
she prefaces, or no, before the preface, there's a warning. And her warning is that no bullshit was used in the making of this book.
I hate her so much.
What an actual awful human being.
Just first off, I don't think attractive people are allowed to give advice on anything because they don't know how anything works.
That's true.
She thinks all drinks are free. Do you realize that? She thinks you go to a bar and you just get free. She thinks it's like Social Security. Like that's an entitlement we all have.
Yeah. It's she says it's honest, harsh, and sometimes unpleasant to read. And she also says, no thesaurus was used in making this book.
Weird. That makes me think a thesaurus was used. Yeah. Weird defense.
I still haven't gotten past E-News anchor. What is an anchor for E-News?
Wait, so have you read the whole book?
Oh, yeah. You
know, Cole's been just absorbing his mind with useless knowledge.
Yeah, you're
wait, so here's
just
the
has to be
question.
like a gutter of.
I'm a self-help like maven right now. So, but so the preface why she wrote the book is because she met this like beautiful 6'3" man that was known as a player, and so no woman could really tame him, and so she decided, you know, I should not think like all those other women. I should think like a guy to settle down with him. And she won him over. And now she's spreading her advice to all women out there.
Is she like married to this guy?
Yeah.
So this is her husband who she's like writing a book about.
Yeah.
She's like raised children with. And she's like, what the fuck is this 40-page thing?
Also, this is the way I manipulated myself into. I tricked you by thinking like you.
As he's reading page 4 and he's like, what do you mean your brother didn't really die?
It was all, some of these books, they're very upfront about their spouses. And I'm like,
as he said it, he's like, I told you I was molested. And she's like, I lied to you.
And I used it as my advantage. She's like smoking a cigarette. And I was like, you had to exploit weaknesses just like men do.
Also, the one thing she consistently mentions throughout the whole book is that her husband is 6'3". Like that's the most.
Like that's a big fucking deal.
What if by think like a man she just meant rape him?
She just sat him down. You just got to think like a man, and she just knocked him out.
Just punches him in the fucking face.
Took one up on it. He's living in a basement right now, tied up, and she's like, "Man, have really figured it out."
Yeah. So in her intro, she talks about how in the dating world, guys kind of have it all figured out. And as an example,
what the fuck? What the fuck is she talking about?
Well, she's talking about this 6'3".
The hot guy.
I'm sure Brad Pitt has it fucking figured out.
Yeah.
Well, would you? I mean, you're a woman. Would you say that men have less choices than women when it comes to dating?
I mean, that's the stereotype is like, oh, women are just like, you could have it whenever you want, and it's just like you.
Not that it's necessarily going to be good. It might
gates,
be horrific, but.
But that hasn't even been my experience, which is so upsetting. I mean, like,
have you ever online dated?
I went on one
Tinder
date. I mean, yeah, I've been on Tinder, but I've only actually met up with one guy.
Do you get messages a lot on Tinder?
Yeah, but I don't respond to them because I get nervous.
So So that proves the point, right?
I never get any messages on Tinder.
Oh yeah, no. Okay. Oh, we're just talking about like how much the option is there. Yeah, I get like a lot of. I mean, I don't know what a lot is, but like if I swipe, I'd say like maybe at least 30% of them I match with.
I get like 4.
That's crazy.
I get 4, and one of them was you, and you put ha ha. So I mean, yeah, it wasn't great.
I did. I totally fucking made fun of him.
Yeah,
It was hilarious.
you in my moment of weakness, I was like, "Who matched?" And then there's a second of like, and you're like,
if I was matching with 30% of the women I strive with, I wouldn't. First of all, you guys wouldn't be allowed to look me in the eye. I would float in here on a throne, and you would bow before me.
I always match with a couple of women, then I send them a sentence, and then they're like, "Oh, never mind," and then that's it. I got to put it on both men and women just so I could see the fact that some people are into me. Just so I could see they're like, well,
Yeah, but she says guys have it all figured out in the dating world. And an example of this, she says like, so when a guy like sees a baby, he doesn't go goo goo gaga over the baby. He just looks the other way.
That's not true at all. I make.
Wait, is the baby a metaphor for women, or is it that's something
just that like
attractive?
Women will go goo goo gaga over a baby, and a guy won't. And
yes, he was. He's not a fucking. I like babies. Babies are cool and fun.
I fucking love babies so much. But what does that have to do? I don't understand what that has to do at all with dating.
Because they all try to make it out to be like men are like when a guy sees a puppy, he steps on its face and calls it a piece of shit.
Yeah,
like,
we're sensitive pieces of shit. Yeah,
I like babies. I like puppies. That shit is cute.
I wish I was that. But
Wait,
I'm
is
not.
the point like women are too affectionate right off the bat and men like aren't? So then you like
too
chase
emotional,
after them?
too emotional and effective.
I feel like her husband is doing some weird shit to her where she's like crying because she's like, you're never there for me. And he's like, you're too emotionally available. Okay?
Yeah.
If you want me to stay with you, fucking
you gotta think like a man. And she just is like, okay, I guess feelings don't exist anymore as she drinks
be like
herself
Jordan
to
Peterson's daughter and only eat beef. Like fucking the amount of like women being like, I guess I'll just never feel anything ever and make myself suffer so people will fuck me. Like what a miserable existence. I hate this. I want to be gay.
When did this book come out, by the way?
Like early 2000s.
Also, you got to think Jordan Peterson's daughter. What a weird.
Does he have a daughter?
The fact that she's just that is what being raised by him results in is like, I just eat steak. Like you're just so manly.
Is she actually?
Like,
is that like?
Am I of the strong sex now, Papa? Like,
vegetables are a pathway to communism. Eat that meat, damn it. The meat is strong like Western values, and you will shovel it down your mouth.
Where's your beard, Laura? Papa, I want to wear my hair down with dresses. No, put on your flannel and chop the wood.
You're going to clean your room, and then you're going to clean that carcass and eat that meat, damn it.
dude, you know what's so funny about Jordan Peterson is that like
this is my son, Michelle.
But it's like so funny that like because he's such a like male figure whatever and he's like clean your room and guys are like holy shit. Moms have been telling people that since the beginning of time and guys are like shut the fuck up you dumb bitch, and then Jordan Peterson's like clean your room and then they're like oh my god, this guy's a genius. And the mom's like, I told you to clean your room. And he's like, he says you're dumb, Mom. Like, fuck that whole culture.
As your single mother raises you and you're like, I never had a figure in my life that I could look up to.
Yeah. As she's working like 3 jobs and like fucking cooking you dinner.
I'm also hilarious. I want the moment where Jordan Peterson gets kidnapped by a guy that's like, I cleaned my room, Jordan. Where is she? Okay, why is she not back? You see the sheet? Those sheets are clean. Melissa has yet to answer her phone, damn it.
I wonder why the dating pool is hard for you guys. We were talking about dating for 2 minutes and we were yelling about Jordan Peterson. We can cut that part out. I sound really mean.
I think it's easier for women. I also think it should be.
Yeah.
Like if guys, I mean, I think that.
What do you mean should be?
I think it's healthy for the species that women have selection and men have less I think if men
it's normal eugenics.
Yeah, if men had this like
what do you mean healthy? Who cares about something that's healthy for the species? Like
this is our people.
Yeah,
if we wanted something that's healthy for the species,
it is healthy that women like incel-y guys. It is healthy that just because of biology and because of culture, we evolved to a place where like a woman can see that and be like, no one's ever gonna fuck you, and that's just what it is. That's good for us.
Maddie, you are bestowed with creating the new generation of humanity.
Exactly.
That is your challenge. So the incels, us, We're going to be the last of our kind.
We're not incels.
We're not incels, but we're not going to breed either. So it's like we're part of the chopping block.
Didn't you just get laid the other week?
Yeah, she never texted me back. Okay, let's not. You know what? Let's not bring that up in the pod. I'll be honest, feelings a little hurt about it. Okay, so
back to the book. Where are we at right now?
Oh, just talking about how we're still in the preface. So yeah, she's talking about guys haven't made. They like evasive women.
They like what?
Evasive women
What the fuck does that mean?
because men are
hard to get, I think.
men are
Well, you have to have a level of
hunters by nature. She says, and
someone told me this the other day.
we
Someone did tell
enjoy
me
the
this.
capture. We enjoy the hunt, but not really the capture.
I don't.
I don't agree with that at all. I think a lot of these books are so generalizing that it's almost like I think it makes a lot of men. This is why Jordan Peterson exists, because like there's the opposite generalization of men that you are all emotionally unavailable, like hunter cool guys, and I think a lot of men are really not. But also I think they're trying to say that not all men like are emotional, want connection, like hanging out with people, fall in love. Like, and I think some men feel kind of rejected by that, because like I hear that, I'm like, I don't fucking feel like that at all. Where I'm like, I honestly, first off, I hate working hard, just in general. I hate working hard.
What is? I don't enjoy. I don't like the. I like the capture. I like a rabbit that walks into the trap and offers itself up to the hunter.
You're also not the audience for this book, though. Like, I think the women that reading this want like an easy like thing, like why men aren't whatever, you know.
It also like feels good to be hunted.
Does it?
The fact that a guy would like
Is
want
hunted
you and then
the
like
word that you want?
Yeah, hunted's a little weird.
Hunted?
no, but that's the word that she used for someone like pursuing you, and but it's such a fine line, because if it's a guy you're not attracted to, then it's very creepy and uncomfortable, and if it's a guy that you are attracted to, then it's like the hottest thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. She really digs into this hunting metaphor too. Like there's like 3 pages of her describing how men hunt deer. And how, and how if a man catches a deer within 5 minutes, it's like whatever, you know. But if it took him a couple days to catch a deer, that's the one that he puts and mounts on his wall.
Oh Jesus!
But that's see, I hate that.
That is a horrifying way to
I
refer to having
I don't even
sexually
flirt with people. I just talk to them, and then occasionally you like stumble into pussy, and I hate the metaphor of like, I captured a person. I'm like, I just want a friend that I can go inside. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck?
In her ideal thing, she equates like herself to just like the mount that a guy puts on his wall, and that's the feeling that she wants to.
There also is like a level of confidence that you need to be like, if I just sit here, somebody's gonna hunt me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there is like, if you're not like at that level of like, then you have to be a little bit.
That's what the tips are for, to get you to that level.
Oh.
Yeah.
In your
Okay,
relationship, have you like just sat and been hunted, or do you have to like actively pursue shit?
I guess. I mean, I've only been in one serious relationship, and I guess no, he asked me out. Like that was pursued. We were also friends for like 2 years.
See, and he enjoys the hunt. He enjoys the 2-year hunt. That's
2 years is so long to wait to get dick, though. Like that's fucking crazy.
Yeah. So you want to get into the tips?
I would love the tips. I think I actually might. Well, it depends on if she's as stupid as she sounds, but this might be helpful.
So her first tip: whenever you call him, you should always block your phone number.
What?
Wait, what do you mean call
him? So you can call him, but he can't call you.
No.
Right?
So like when you call, you know how you do like *67 or something. That way, when you call him multiple times, he doesn't know, and it goes to voicemail. He knows you're not being like a psycho or something.
Oh, that's kind of genius.
But it's not genius because I never get unknown phone call numbers, and if I gave a woman my number and then like 3 days later there's like 5 unknown phone calls,
and then she calls you and you pick it up and it's unknown phone call. Wait, actually that's stupid. That's fucking stupid. Never mind.
To be quite honest, I'm Googling how to do that now. Like, I'm just like, oh, sweet. Yeah.
I thought you meant it doesn't show up on the thing at all. Yeah, no, that's stupid then. That's weird.
No, it would say
and then that's way
unknown
creepier
phone.
because then he realized. Also, how creepy. Let's say even forget the ones that you call and then it goes to voicemail. Let's say you just get one once from an unknown number. And you pick it up, and it's the girl. Like, it'd be like, why the fuck are you calling from an unknown number? I totally changed my stance.
When I'm
That's
like,
very
what's
weird.
your number? And you're like, oh, sorry,
okay.
I can't tell you.
So
what the fuck are you talking about?
Let's boot this question over to Kenyon. If you picked it up, unknown number, and it's a girl, what would you do?
Yeah, but that's not. It's like you're asking a starving person, like, if you see a sandwich on the ground, would you eat? Yeah, I'm gonna eat it. I'm gonna answer that phone. I'm gonna pay money. I'll do anything.
Also, is that how a guy? No guy thinks it out that much. He's like, I'm gonna ask her if I can put my dick in her. Like, no guy is like,
yeah, wait, that's think like a
tap
man.
my phone.
Men don't think that way, do we?
I guess she's emulating like the fact that men won't call as much or something.
Not true at all. Got several unanswered texts going on right now. No. I'll annoy you. Oh, yeah.
Are you clingy?
Huh?
Are you like a clingy person?
That's a word for it. Yeah.
Didn't need to be that harsh, but we can use some other terms.
Yeah, no. That's probably getting off a little light. I'd say. I'm not clingy. I just kind of want you to make up for everybody else. Does that make sense? So,
I guess when you were in a relationship, did you feel the need to call often? And
Well, yeah, but that's what I thought he was gonna kill himself.
Oh,
so
really?
that's a little different.
Jesus Christ.
we should have called from an unknown number.
And then he would have answered it and been like,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
fine,
answer-
you want to fuck? And I'd be
yeah.
like, it's me. And I'm like, maybe cut that out. Never mind. He's a fine guy. But wait, did I feel the need to call a lot?
yeah,
No, I mean, no. When I'm in a relationship, then it's like we already know we like each other. If I call him, he answers. If he calls, I answer. You like want to talk to that person all the time. 'Cause
yeah.
You're, like, into
But
them.
before you were like kind of in the relationship.
I guess, yeah, there's always a like, oh, I don't want to be too clingy. But then it's also, that's a good thing about being like really good friends versus then it's like, oh, there's like not this weird thing because it's like we already hang out all the time. So it's not weird if I call you because we talk all the time. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah,
there
that
was a
makes
precedent
sense.
there. So I don't know. I guess I called a lot, but it was like somewhat mutual.
Yeah, I think this is probably more geared towards like someone gave you their number, like
Yeah, I have no
in
fucking
a
idea how
in
to
a
do that.
in a club
Even
or
then,
something.
I'd ask you when you call me, I'd be like, "Why is your number unknown?" And you would be like, "Oh, I can't."
Yeah,
come
but
up with,
who calls you
sorry,
from an
I
unknown
can't come up
number?
with an excuse. I'm
I'm
just a psychopath.
Are you in like the CIA where you're like, meet me at the drop site in 20 minutes with a suitcase? Mr. Alvarez is very mad over the recent. You're just gonna call and it's like, did you know he spoke at the UN today?
I'll leave the pussy at the CVS on 75th Street. Wait 45 minutes for the yellow cab to pass.
Yeah. So the next tip is it's your dirty laundry, not his.
What does that mean?
Mail him your panties? That would probably work.
No, guys don't want to hear your emotional baggage. They want to hear things like, my last boyfriend was too clingy, or I never take an hour to get ready.
Was this book written in like 1932? What the fuck is this shit?
I bake a great casserole.
And they want to hear things like, "Oh, I make a great breakfast, honey." Like, no, I don't.
Also, fuck any guy that doesn't want to hear about your emotional baggage. Then you're not gonna have any connection with him, and the sex isn't gonna be good.
Yeah,
Like,
I don't give a fuck. My idea is a great I want a conversation that's so great.
That's not a relationship with a person. That is
is
you
this
say
for
things that
hookups or
I
is this
like.
for
No,
relationships?
well, she wrote it to score that 6'3" guy, so it's for
but
it's for
every
keeping a man.
I'm like 6'2".
It is interesting that every single like on the opposite ends of the extreme, the books that we read and like the advice you get from like crazy guys is always like, dude, fuck them, women are all sluts, I hate them, they suck. And then all the girls ones like, yeah, just blow them, like do whatever the fuck you want until you get. They're all like these
But
extreme.
they're so generalizations. So all the guy ones are like women are mean and evil, and then all the women ones are like, men are emotionless robots. And I'm like, no, both of you guys are wrong.
If some lady like during our like first date conversation, she's like, "Oh, you know what? I don't take an hour to get ready." I'm like, "Oh,
I'm like, I do, motherfucker. I take a long
who
time.
cares?"
Also, this is like geared towards like getting a sociopath. Where he's like, oh, well, that computes an hour, and what other metrics do you have that I don't want to know anything about your feelings. That's not going to do anything
Yeah,
for
it's
me.
like, here's my resume. Take less than an hour to get ready. I blow you exclusively, and I will never talk about my feelings ever. And we're just supposed to
get
be
a
like,
sex robot. Like, that's not...
Yeah, and then so the tip after that, this is for
You writing this down, Maddie?
for getting if you want to get a guy. And by thinking like a guy, she says you should have career aspirations.
That's just a thing you should be doing. That's
Yeah,
just
you shouldn't be like, I've decided to be a really whole and fundamentally healthy person and pursue things that really matter to me so that hopefully a guy will maybe fuck me someday.
Hey, you know how you'd be thinking like a man if you cared about your life and you had dreams.
As you're asking a
when was
chemist,
this book
a
written?
chemist. No,
when
no,
was
no.
this
I think I really got into chemistry when I was 16 and kind of horny and lonely. I decided that I
2000s. I don't know exactly when.
That's so fucking ridiculous.
2006.
This would make sense like 1950, where I'm like, you just should be doing that.
Also, did he fuck her because she's an newscaster? Like, that's really what did it for her?
I thought no, but then I found out she was on a failing news network, and I just my dick couldn't get any harder.
Yeah, she says, and if you don't actually have any career aspirations, just lie about them.
Just lie about having a purpose so that someone comes inside of you. That's her advice to women.
Oh my God. As you're dating 4 months in, he's like, so how's the acting thing going? She's like, no, it's going great. Yeah. It's
Also,
going
how does that
awesome.
fit in with what we were talking about earlier? That like dating, not wanting to date someone more successful than you. So like have career aspirations, but don't. Maybe also if you're not in the same
But
field.
this is
it's
weird
not
if it's
weird.
like, because this isn't hooking up. This is like a relationship. So like, what do you tell me we're going to be 2 years into dating? And I'm like, so how's it going with that law degree? And you're like, oh yeah, it's going good. I think I got to do another year of school.
But would you be
What the
attracted
fuck are
to
you
a
talking
person
about?
that doesn't do anything? I would.
No, it's not.
I mean, I don't find that.
if she's
But I
attractive,
also
I
wouldn't
mean-
be attracted to a person who does stuff just to get laid. Like, just be a person.
Well, obviously, but I'm saying like.
I mean, on a
it'd be
physical
it would
level,
be
if you're hot,
gross
you're
to
hot,
be
but
like.
on an emotional, I wouldn't want to date you if you don't have anything. You're
What
boring.
do you mean that
Yeah, sure,
doesn't do anything though?
Like, so I'm saying like.
If you don't
so
have
if
shit that you
I
care
have a
about.
thing I try to care about.
couldn't someone look at like Kwame and be like, oh yeah, that person doesn't
Well,
do
yeah,
anything?
okay,
And
but
people
they
do,
will.
and that's why he's single. Like, it's case in point.
Relationships, but also like, I mean, me and Ken might be pieces of shit, but we do stand up. We have a thing. We have long-term goals. Even
Yeah,
if
but
we
some
fail
people
at
might not.
achieving them. But if
Some
I'm
people
talking to a
might view
person-
that as like not having goals. Like there's.
But that is, I mean, it depends on what your idea of goals are. But like that's, there are people that you can meet who you talk to and you're like, so what do you do? And they're like, they're like, oh, I'm 25 and like I smoke weed and play video games and that's like my
But
life.
playing video games is now like a career aspiration.
I mean, but those
thing.
guys I talk to who I work with, I'm
like
so
just
what
as
do you do for
just
fun?
as
They're
much
like,
as stand-up comedy probably
but
is.
that's different from but you're talking about doing it as a career aspiration. I'm talking about someone you talk to,
Yeah,
like, so what do you
there-
do? And
there
they're
are-
like,
there are a
I
lot of
smoke pot,
burnouts
I watch
that-
Netflix, and I hang out, and that's just kind of my life. And it's like, well, that's a fucking
Also,
boring
in my
person.
experience, the person I dated, people that don't have anything going on are very resentful of anyone who does. So you have to both have like a solid like self-esteem, or the other person takes your self-esteem as almost like a threat because they're like, oh, you're pursuing other things that are better than me.
Her example in this book is like if your only plan in life is to have like a kid or something, lie. She says, say you're like an
Don't
XF.
lie. Why don't you get another fucking plan so you're not such a sad human being?
Or just say that's your plan. You're like, I want to
Yeah,
have kids.
having kids is a fine like raising
As
the
your
next.
entire life, though, like
that's what it used to.
But some people want to do
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Like, some
yeah,
people
that's what it
still
used to
want
be
be a
in
stay-at-home mom.
1938. But if it's 2018 and I talk to him like, so what do you do? And you're like, oh, I'm like 25.
I
and I
mean,
just want to have kids. That's
kids
my life.
are
That's a
kids
whole-
are
that's-
huge.
It's not, yeah, but kids should. I mean,
That's a
say-
harder
I
thing
want to
to
have
do.
kids, but having kids is not my life goal.
Listen, I understand your parents don't put a lot of input to their kid, but some people actually want to put some time and energy into raising their children.
But is
They-
that your
they don't
entire
just wanna
life
pump 'em
goal?
out and throw 'em around town.
You go fuck yourself. Is that your entire life goal?
That's a
having
solid
people
life.
wanna
That's
be
a
stay-at-home
solid
having
life.
children? That's not a
Yes,
solid
it's-
life
yes,
goal.
it
Not
is.
not just having children, but if someone's saying that, then it's like, okay, they probably want to be a stay-at-home parent and
Yeah,
raise
but
the
everybody
kids.
wants to have fucking kids. I mean, that's what most people want to fucking do.
No,
But
it's-
saying that
there's-
like
no.
But
you're
no,
gonna
some
be.
people want to
You
choose
tell me
their
you're gonna be
career over
80
kids.
years old, and when you look at your life, and someone's like, "So what is doing?" You're like, "I had a kid."
You
That
could-
is gonna be
you
your,
could
your-
lo-
the
you talk to an
pinnacle of your
80-year-old
life was I
grandmother
had
who-
a child.
If you talk to an
That's a
80-year-old
lot of people's
grandmother-
pinnacle.
yeah. A lot
A lot of people are like, that's the stereotype. Like, it's the best thing I ever did was have you. That's the whole. That's literally the reason
okay,
you
but
exist
but
is to have
you
kids.
said that's the best thing I ever did. They didn't say that's the only thing I ever did was having a child. I'm saying if you're 80 and I'm like, so what was your life? And you're like, I raised a human being.
If
That is sad.
if
That
what
is a
if what
sad
you
way to
if what you
exist.
value in life is
I
relationships
want to have kids too.
and
I love
family
kids.
over
I love
other
children.
things,
I love family. That is not my entire goal for my 80
why
years
why
on
can't
Earth
that
is
be
to
your
have-
goal if that's what you
'Cause
value
that's
in
sad and
life?
weird. It shouldn't be your only goal.
This feels like a custody battle you're having 20 years from now. Where they're like, so do you not want to see your son die or mercy? He's like, having a kid shouldn't be your only goal in life. It's all worthless. Your dad's like, why doesn't he
Like,
come
well, he
see
says
me?
you don't. that you're gone on Friday night. She's like, look, man, I'm at the bar. I'm hanging out. I got goals. I'm chilling. He's 12 years old. He can cook dinner. I left him some pasta.
Yeah, but no, like her example is like if you plan on having kids, lie. Say you're like an ex-FBI agent focusing on mastering Brazilian jiu-jitsu or something.
That's clear lie.
Is that a fucking joke?
No, that wasn't.
That's a legitimate thing.
No.
I want to read her follow-up book, How to Cope with Your Divorce. Like, how is she, after her husband reads this, and that's fucking
would you ever lie to get laid?
Get laid is something different
That's
than
different
having
than
a relationship. What do you mean lie, though?
Like, would you say something if you're like at a bar, you're talking to a girl and you're trying to seem interesting? Would you say something? Like,
I would never lie about anything about myself, but I might if she says something dumb. I'm like, yeah, that's cool. That's like the extent of my line.
Yeah, but that's just like social skills. Just pretending to be interested.
If you lie about your life and then have sex with her,
yeah, I think you're a gross person if you do that.
That's gross.
Understandable, but gross.
it's basically rape.
Okay,
shut
the fuck. I'll
all right. I just think it's
the Communist Party of Cole over here. You know what the fuck he's saying. But if you say something like if you like, I mean, you've seen like How I Met Your Mother. If you like go Barney Stinson, you pretend you're like an astronaut to get laid. Is that how?
Yeah,
wrong
it's
is that?
sad and weird. Sad and weird.
It's fucked up too. I'd feel gross and weird if I found out that someone lied to me and I fell for it.
You should.
Because it's also
you
like
should feel gross
it's not
and
even
weird.
just the fact that like oh, it's not who I thought it was, but it's like the fact that someone saw you and was like, fuck this person, I'll do whatever I can to use them. That's what would hurt more. So don't do that. Don't be weird.
Can't lie about being an astronaut.
No one's gonna believe you're an astronaut, Paul. No one's gonna believe you can't even make it out of the state, let alone to outer space, you fucking useless. Colombians can't even make it to the bus station. You said you can't afford it. I'm sorry, I can't get on the CTA. I only have my space pass to get to the fucking International Space Station, bastard.
That's my lie. Sorry, I can't Uber to your place because I gotta save this money because I got to Uber between the space stations on Mars. It's like $20, and I got to tip.
Why do you only have ramen noodles? Astronaut food. Actually, it's astronaut food.
I'm trading. Why is your bed? You don't have like a mattress frame? Like, oh no, I'm trying to like, sleeping in space is like kind of uncomfortable. So I'm trying to make sure that I'm like,
yeah, you can
I'm geared up. 5 roommates? Yeah, it's crowded up on the ISS, so I gotta make sure.
Her next tip is don't over-accessorize.
What is that?
And this one I've seen kind of with just coming from a personal vendetta against women who over-accessorize.
Also, that's a cultural.
You have a personal vendetta?
No, hers. Because the whole tip, she spent like 2 pages just describing this woman she met that over-accessorized. And she was just
so a woman that her husband talked to once and she got jealous. And this bitch.
Yeah,
Margaret
don't be Veronica who works at Starbucks.
Who the fuck gets drinks with their coworker on a Tuesday anyway? She's wearing so many fucking earrings.
The only thing she said about this is that she went up to this lady and said, "Wow, you're definitely the queen of accessories. Look at you go."
It's not even a good joke.
So
it just sucks.
But also some people think that's hot. Like some people are into people with like a lot of piercings and shit.
That sentence, by the way, is just like, "Hey, I'm an asshole."
Yeah.
And she also says accessories she thought they were a trick employed by skinny girls to keep them anchored to the ground when the wind blows.
This is like the most bitter
so bitter. Oh my
God. Go ahead and
To be fair, that sounds like something I would say if I was a woman. But I mean, that's so mean. And
she never related that back into getting how to get a guy, so that was just kind of like an insert.
It wasn't like how it helped. It was just like fuck women with accessories.
If the back of this book showed like some gross, frumpy, just kind of sad looking person, I'd be like, right, maybe you can be resentful. But this is like a fucking hot, beautiful woman who's
but she's selling it to people who are resentful. No, hot girls aren't buying this book.
Yeah, hot girls don't even need to buy. They don't need to do anything. They don't need to buy.
I don't think anybody above an 8 knows how to read.
But it's also like I think accessories and dressing up is attractive because it kind of shows somebody cares. Like if you show up to piercings? A date. No, I don't really like piercings, but I'm saying like if someone dresses up nice, if I dress up nice, then it shows I give a shit about your existence.
Accessories don't mean nice.
Oh, I'm not talking about like on a date. I mean just someone who like dresses nice in general.
Yeah, but if you're meeting up kind of like on a date and they show up in like a fucking hoodie and like dirty jeans, you're like, oh, this
accessories don't mean nice. So you could have like 10 of those Lance Armstrong gel bands. Those are.
You know what we mean though. Yeah, those. Yeah, we're not.
She doesn't. I don't think she means like a nice like like a bracelet or something.
Like a watch or
no, she means like a bunch of just like
a big
jewels.
Statement necklace or big
I like
earrings or
hoop
something.
earrings. You know, a lot of people wear that. Those are cool. Like
I don't think she's talking about some nice hoop earrings or something.
I also don't think women really wear accessories for men.
You wouldn't know hoop earrings
because there's nothing really sexual about. I mean,
that depends. Like every time, all my aunts on my mom's side really fucking.
I would not guess that.
No, I mean sometimes I'll like.
Kenan would be into hoop earrings.
That's very funny.
I'm not into hoop earrings. Just that's what half my fucking family wears.
Like fucking Nixon's running mate isn't into hoop earrings.
Yeah, when she says accessories, she says like 4 layered necklaces, 2 wood bracelets, 6 gold bangles, rings on every finger, leather belt, belly chains.
Yeah, because he probably thinks if he fucks you, you're gonna put a curse on him, like you're some gypsy.
But I don't want to be with anyone who's dressed like a traveling circuit. You look stupid.
Yeah, but who wears that? I mean, like, very few people are actually dressing like that. Like, if I want to look like attractive for a guy or whatever, I'll put on earrings just because. But it's more because it's like it makes me feel like, oh, I got my shit together, and then you're more confident, and then
so
it's
it's like a cape or something, like a superhero.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say that.
What about? Do you like a guy with like a guy with like diamond earrings?
No.
No. What about the gold hoops?
I mean, I do whatever you want. Like, I don't fucking care. But I'm not like, fuck yeah, man. That's what does it.
So the next tip is don't giggle during sex, and also don't cry during sex.
My fucking God.
Ooh.
Okay. Well, you should be hopefully crying during sex.
Yeah, who's crying during sex and then is like, oh shit, wait, that's not hot? Like, if you're doing that, there's some unresolved issues.
Don't break down and mental. I mean,
but
if
you
also
want to be
like
attracted to guys, don't get molested when you're young, okay?
Yeah, if you're crying during sex, something kind of caused it, and you should kind of pay attention to what that is.
And he's an asshole if he's not like stopping and being like, "Oh my god, what's wrong?" He's like, "Oh, this is really turning me off."
Why are you crying, you dumb bitch? Yeah.
But to be fair, laughing and crying during sex are pretty cool. Because I'm a big fan of sex riffs. Like you just do jokes.
Laughing is fun because laughing is like you're already vulnerable, so it's like two people. It like makes it less weird.
Oh, it's the
so
best.
So it's like, we're
dude,
just having fun. Yeah,
that's so cool. Where it's like friendly. Yeah, but I mean, maybe don't like laugh when he shows you his dick the first time. But like, there's times to laugh. If you queef, definitely laugh. Don't like try to play it off like, did that even happen? You got to be like,
that's
fun. That was a pussy part. That's pretty funny.
Out. I want to don't skirt past that. You said that someone laughed when you showed.
Well, we had a couple small dick incidents. So the first one, I could get hard the first time I had sex. So I did a thing where I was like slapping my dick, like it was, and I was like, "Is this thing on? Come on." Yeah, killed. She laughed, and then it all worked out. And then another time, I apologized for my penis before I pulled it out, and the person said, "Hey, it's not the smallest I've seen."
Nice. Have you cried during sex, Kenyon?
Yeah.
Well, what do you define as sex? I know. You talking about the dominatrix?
Wait, is that a thing that gets talked about? Because I think it's so funny that the dominatrix, you're allowed to do it like it's not prostitution because the federal government doesn't even recognize what Kenyon likes as sex.
Is that what you're talking about? Were you talking about crying during sex?
No, I've cried during just normal sexual intercourse before.
Like dominatrix shit or like?
No, just like a regular person.
You just broke down.
I was like, like when you're in a fight and then you have like the like we're getting back together sex or whatever.
And then you cry?
Yeah.
God, we were really getting into the psyche of some of the members of this pod. Jesus Christ.
Well, they might be saying mean things to you at the time, but they're a little too close to home.
I'll let you borrow this book after the podcast. It sounds like you actually need it the most.
Yeah, think like a man, goddammit.
So another tip is don't admit you were a bad student.
What?
Also, don't admit that you're as stupid as I know you are, you dumb bitches. I was a good student. I don't know what it was.
So when your date inevitably asks you how good of a student you were, like all dates end up doing, you should lie about your grades and your SAT scores.
Yeah, but I'd probably do that in general. Just
oh, I mean, we would do that.
Yeah, if it's a first date, I'm not gonna be like, yeah, I was a useless bastard in high school.
But they'll figure that out by the fact that
why would SAT scores ever come up in a date though, unless you were like wanting to feel better than the other person or something. Yeah. Like that's just kind of antagonistic. She says the only C's you should gloat about are the ones he's been staring at all night.
Oh,
like
what a
your
shitty
breasts?
line.
Like your breasts?
Yeah, of course.
But I'm saying, who's gonna gloat
What if
about?
your A's across the board, like tits and grades? What do you do then?
I'm just imagining like you're in the middle of dinner at a restaurant. She's like, "So these are some great breasts here, right?"
Yeah, wait, she says talk about them.
She's, "Oh wow, this pasta is really good. Yeah, and my breasts are also nice and perky, just like this steak." I'm like, "What? I don't know what the fuck you're talking about."
Yeah. Relating to the breast, she also says don't mention if you've ever had plastic surgery. She says even if your breasts are as hard as a rock and you have scars, when he asks you about it, just say, yeah, people tell me that a lot, but that's just because they're so good.
What the fuck? What the fuck does that even?
It's also like, this is just like, it sounds like what you'd say if you got pulled over for a DUI and they're like, are those fake breasts? You're like, I plead the fifth. I don't know anything.
This whole book, I thought it was going to be like how to better yourself. Like, take time for yourself so that you become a more interesting person, so that people are attracted to you. It's just what things to lie about.
No, all the women's self-help books are actually dramatically negative and just tell you to kind of lie and make yourself into a whore. To
emotional Frankenstein of a human being who comes out just scarred breasts and just all kind of shit wrong.
Like your skin pulled back so tight on her face you can't talk. And you're like, am I pretty now?
As you walk into the first date, I wasn't molested. Also, these breasts are real.
Feels like a fucking Raggedy Ann doll that got run over and then sewn back together, and he's fucking you, and you're like, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry. Like, how is that a good life?
I'm enjoying this right now, and he's like, okay.
Yeah. And one tip, another one is
you can hunt me, you can kill me. Do you want to kill me? Just kill me.
Pretend to actually have dreams for him. God.
Yeah, another one along that line is she says you should have a sense of humor.
We just should be a person. Just be a fucking... Does she think women are just sitting in a corner, like, just bumping into it like a Wii character? And then we have no idea. I'm like, no, have a sense of humor and purpose. She's like, purpose. Purpose equal penis mouth now? And we're like, yes, purpose equal penis mouth now. We're like, God, what a horrible, terrible person.
A robot of a person.
And like she was mentioning in the beginning of the book,
a bigger asshole than all of us. Do you know that? Like, she's more of
imagine if a guy was like, "This is the things I want out of a girl," and just a guy wrote this book.
Sociopath. What do you think?
I wish you would stop crying during sex and have a sense of humor about things.
And she says another tip is like in the beginning of the book. She says, "Don't obsess over babies and puppies. Resist."
I love babies.
Resist.
Babies and puppies are cute and cool.
Resist your natural urge for joy.
Resist
so that a guy might fucking rail you and you don't come. Like, what a fucking waste of your energy.
She says training for the Gestapo or something.
No, the way she phrases it is she says, resist the urge to fawn over babies. Simply acknowledge them and move on.
Begin every morning walking on hot coals so the bottoms of your feet begin to grow callous.
What does she mean by that? Like acknowledge, like give him a little head nod or something as you walk by. Nice to meet you, baby.
Another fellow baby here. All right.
Yeah. She's saying, I'm not saying you should be mean to babies. Just don't go out of your way to be nice to them.
Be nice to them.
The most adorable, innocent part of human life. You should be neutral towards. You should be strong neutral towards an innocent bundle of joy. Don't be mean, but also don't give it the dignity of a smile.
Wait, also, from a female, I mean, again, blah, blah, blah in general, but if I see a guy playing with a baby, that's so attractive. It's so cute. What? Why are you laughing at that?
That's not what
Just
men
what
do.
does she expect guys to think if you be nice to babies? Like, oh, that's like...
Yeah, what do you think guys do with babies? We're like, fuck this baby in traffic. Boom! I just punch baby. I also hold babies.
What is being neutral to a what is that? What is that? Your baby walks up and I'm like, oh, that is a child. What is that?
You'd be like, hello, Ted.
Because I guess if you show any compassion towards a baby, he might think you're baby crazy or something.
Is this just to date an SS officer? Like, who the fuck acts like this? Who actually?
And also, don't kiss him on the first date.
That's But I've gotten in trouble for that just as a dude because sometimes people.
Yeah, I want to kiss people, and then hopefully they want to kiss you, and then you kiss. I don't know why it's a big thing.
She says reject them, and not just once, do it often.
That is not thinking like a man. That is not thinking like a man in the least.
Make a habit out of rejecting it. He'll be frustrated, but respect you more for it.
No, he won't.
No,
he won't.
No.
I'll say, I guess she's not interested, and this is not fun, and then I will.
Yeah, if a woman doesn't respond to my text back, I'm like, well, I guess she's burning effigies of me, so I'll just move on.
And along with this, she says you should leave immediately in the morning. Preferably don't stay over the night because bailing is so much cooler than lingering.
The cuddle is sex is a chore you do for the cuddle. You want to watch a TV show with someone and hold them. And that's it.
If you do that, he'll be thinking, "Oh, did I do something wrong? Is there something wrong with me?"
Oh my God, she's a monster.
If you cuddle with her, you'll think that.
No, if
she
you
leaves early, he'll be like, "Oh, did I fuck up? I should do better next time."
I would feel bad.
That's a shitty manipulative way.
That's crazy.
It's kind of like
Although I don't want to just have sex and leave. I would feel gross. Like you want to hang out with them.
Like it's kind of like a show, like stand up, like you go for the show. But I love the hang. I'm really more in the hang of sex. Like sex is like it's cool, but I like the sex hang. Like afterwards. Like we did that. Let's watch some stuff. It's
texting
like
friends. Hey, me and Margaret just had sex. Come hang, man. We're hanging out. Let's come hang. Get some beers. We're hanging.
We're at Home Tavern. Come on.
We're hanging. We just fucked. We're hanging.
No, it's a really cool, comfortable, intimate moment with a human being, and I want to like kind of drag that out. I don't want to just be like, I came, goodbye. If I just want to come, I can come. That's not
exactly.
What it's about.
Yeah, I would do. I don't need a guy to do that. Yeah.
No, generally it kind of is a detriment to you. Actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll do it better myself, but the whole thing is like, oh, it's cool that someone wanted to do that with you. Let's fucking.
This all comes back to her thesis statement that men are hunters. They want evasive women.
But also, not all men were hunters. Some good men were hunters. There's other me and Kwame.
The rest of us were just chilling.
More gatherers.
We were hanging out. We would hang out. They'd bring back the food and we'd make some guys laugh and they'd give us some food.
But like you said in the beginning, society selects, right? So you two,
I don't know what we were selected for. Me and Kwame have skated through
I think there were talk about the hunter gatherers. You had some women who were gatherers, you had some men who were hunters, and you had some guys who were just kind of chilling at the bar, and the other guy was like, "Yeah, I'll film a steak."
But maybe now society is selecting.
It's probably true,
and that's why.
I mean, society's like. I mean, there's definitely like the incel guys definitely.
No, I'm talking about you, Kwame.
Talking about me.
I don't know if you got that.
So we're kind of running out of time here, but I think Maddie. So what have you learned from this book, other than have a sense of humor, just to be fucked?
If all women are thinking like that, I'm the most fuckable woman on the planet because I'm fucking sane. Like that's crazy. Not really gonna implement any of that. Although I do think there is something maybe to not being super desperate. Like
I think that's probably attractive across the board.
Yeah.
That's attractive to
So I
anybody,
think there's a fine line of like you don't have to emotionally manipulate someone and like if you like someone, fucking do it. But I guess there's some truth to like, because I don't know, like I unfortunately find that attractive in guys when they're hard to get. You know what I mean? Because then it feels so much better when you're like finally. It's like taking a bigger risk. But it's a problem. I don't want to fucking cultivate that. So
yeah. So I guess you should start leaving early in the morning. Reject them at all turns.
Yeah.
Start just lie about the obvious fucking fake tits you have right now. I mean the obvious scars that we see on you. So really,
I can see
think
the nose job did worse, but
yeah.
Beyond
You
that,
want to know what the very last tip of the book is?
oh, please do tell.
Don't be a bad driver.
Make a good casserole, lie about your tits, don't be a bad driver, and don't cry during sex.
Driver.
God.
Oh
why
my
does it say what's the reason?
How bad a driver would someone have to be for you to not fuck them?
Yeah, by the way, I'm like, unless they kill you. That's
She
about
says you can get fines, tickets, and permanently ruin your hair and face if you get into an accident.
Don't get into an accident because you might be unfuckable. You might be unfuckable.
Don't kill yourself. Guys won't want to fuck you if you're dead. I know you want to.
That's like the name of her next self-help book is Don't Kill Yourself. Guys will want to fuck you if you're dead.
I'm sitting by Cole. Can I just speed run through some of the other tips you didn't get to? Like, don't surprise him with short hair. It takes women and turns them into boys. Know how to make a perfect drink. Beer. Put it in the freezer before serving it to him. That way, when you're about to serve it, the fridge The fridge air will make your nipples visible. Serve him cold beer so the cold air will make him horny.
All right, that's a good tip to implement in your life.
I think that's the one
Last,
to take away.
Don't break up unless you have a rebound. What's this one say? If you don't like what I've written, send a letter to my editor.
It looks like we're writing a letter. It looks like we're getting a letterhead. Well,
she says her editor is way too busy wrapping men around her finger to read the letter.
Jesus. Well, anyway, that's been another episode of I'll See You in Help, guys.
It's been great. Do you guys have anything to promote?
Yeah, actually, this Thursday at Chicago Laugh Factory, 8 o'clock, me and Maddie both run a show called Derailed. Very funny show.
It should.
Who's
going to be on it?
Submit your own topics that the comics have to close on after their set.
Who's going to be on it?
Huh? Who's going to be on it? We
got Kenya's hosting. We got Pat Bolduck, Nick Cartwright, Kristen Fenchek, and our headliner is Marty DeRosa. It's a super, super good lineup of some of the best comics in the city. We're very excited.
Also,
and Eric Emerson is doing a spot, I believe, as well, another producer on the show.
Yeah, and then also, if you like our podcast, please share, like it, promote it.